The subject of Indian folk paintings is as diverse as the Indian cultural sphere itself. The diversity of Indian folk art painting starts from its themes as well as their styles. It extends from wall paintings, cloth paintings, cave paintings, miniatures, and many more. Many paintings also depict daily village life, common customs, and rituals of the region, and it shows the importance of studying about this painting. And this is one of the reasons why these topics form a vital part of many exams, especially design and architecture exams. My name is Akhil Rajaratnam, and you are with Think Institute of Design. So now we know why we have to study this folk painting. So now let's start with the definition of folk painting itself. Folk paintings are those paintings that generally depict the lifestyle, culture, tradition of a particular place or region. Region, that word is very important. That means folk paintings explore the regionality. Now that we know what is the definition of folk paintings, now let's explore the most famous and most important folk paintings in India. And now let's start with Madhubani paintings. So Madhubani paintings are also called Mithila paintings. They are traditionally done by the women of villages around Madhubani town. So that's why they are called Mithila paintings. And they are mostly revolving around the religious motifs of Hindus. That is Krishna, Rama, Durga, Lakshmi and Shiva. Another aspect of Madhubani paintings is that the figures in the paintings are symbolic. For example, fish depicts good luck and fertility. Likewise, many other elements depict one or other elements. Mostly these Madhubani paintings are made on auspicious occasions like birth, marriage and festivals. They are made on the walls using rice paste and vegetable colors on a base of cow dung. Mostly there won't be any shadowing, so these paintings will be two-dimensional. Now let's find out how we can identify these Madhubani paintings. Mostly Madhubani paintings will be having double line borders, they'll be having the bold use of colors, they'll be having ornate floral patterns, they'll be having exaggerated facial features. The human figurines will be having exaggerated facial features. Another most important aspect of Madhubani painting is that they have got the geographical indication status. That is, the government has approved the geography, the locality, the regionality of these paintings. Another important painting from India, the folk painting from India is Varli painting. These Varlis are the indigenous people that occupy the Maharashtra Gujarat border. These paintings have a tradition that dates back to 2500 to 3000 BC. So they have a close resemblance to Bhimbetka, that is the prehistoric period mural paintings Bhimbetka. So these paintings are mostly ritualistic paintings made on the walls. So if you look at these paintings, you can clearly see that these paintings usually follows a graphical vocabulary. They are mostly inspired from the nature itself. For example, circle will represent sun or moon, triangle will represent the trees or the mountains, square will represent the sacred enclosure of a piece of land, like that. Another aspect is to represent a human or an animal. Two triangles are joined at a tip with a circle acting as a head. So that is also another aspect of this Varli painting. So the base is made of a mixture of mud, branches and cow dung that gives it a red ochre color. You can see that mostly this red and this ochre colors are mostly used in this Varli paintings. And mostly these paintings are done using white pigment, which is made of a mixture of gum and rice powder. This mixture is only poured in this ochre color base. Again, similar like Madhubani paintings, these wall paintings are also done on auspicious occasions like harvest and wedding. With time, what happened was that the popularity of Varli paintings has resulted in these things painted on cloth or a base of red or black background. Another important folk painting in India is the Tanka paintings. These paintings are mostly practiced in the Sikkim, Himachal and Ladakh area. They are traditionally done by Buddhist monks. The painting is mostly done in a base of cotton canvas with paints usually made from natural vegetable dyes and mineral dyes. Colors used in these paintings have got its own significance. For example, red stands for intensity or passion, be it love or hatred. Golden is for life or birth. White is for serenity, black depicts anger. Tankas can be divided into three types according to the timeline of Buddha. For example, the first kind shows the life of Buddha from his birth to his enlightenment. The second represents Buddhist beliefs of life and death. And the third represents the paintings that are used for offerings to the deities. Another important folk painting in India is the Manjusha painting. They are mostly practiced in the Bhagalpur region of the Bihar area. It is also called the Angiga art because it was once part of the Mahar Janapada called Anga. The most important aspect of this painting is the use of snake motifs. Since snake motifs are always present, it is also called as snake paintings. The most important aspect of this painting is that these are executed on boxes of jute and paper. Another important painting in India is the Kalamkari painting. These paintings are mostly practiced in the Sri Kalahasti and Machilipatnam area in Andhra Pradesh. Mostly these paintings are done using a very sharp pointed pen. Sharp pointed pen in the sense it will be a sharp pointed bamboo, and this helps in regulating the flow of colors to the medium. Usually before painting what they do is that the pen is soaked in a mixture of fermented jaggery and water, and one by one these are applied in the medium. Folk painting is a very vast area with a wide range of diverse elements and styles. In this video, we have tried to introduce a few of the most important ones. We'll get back to you with more relevant topics. Until then, bye from Think Institute of Design.